Hey there, guys. Pastor Johnny here. I hope you had a great Sunday, and I hope life is treating you well. If you didn't get a chance to watch our service yesterday, I encourage you to go back, watch it. It's on our Facebook, it's on our YouTube or our Vimeo page, wherever you want, and check that out. Share it with your friends. We'd love to have you do that. Today, I'm going to continue our devotions in Matthew. But make sure to check out the devotion tomorrow. We have a special guest friend of mine, a good friend of mine and Sarah's, and a friend to Discover Family Church that's going to be sharing a devotion for you guys tomorrow. So check that out. We're jumping into Matthew chapter 6. And in Matthew chapter 6, it has the Lord's Prayer. But really, the whole chapter of Matthew chapter 6, verse 1 through 34, there are two areas of life that Jesus discusses here specifically, and I want to walk you through what he's talking about in these specific verses, and I'm not going to read you the whole chapter. I encourage you to go check out Matthew chapter 6, 1 through 34, right there. And when he's talking about the two areas of life that tend to reveal where our ultimate loyalties really come from. And they come from, number one, our religious practices, and the second is our use of wealth, our money. And in both areas, Jesus, he really urges people that are following after him to find their satisfaction, to find their security in God rather than in anything else. And first, he talks about the area of religious practice, whether it's, it's giving of the tithe, but praying, fasting, all those kinds of things, and Jesus does something that flies in the face of what a lot of modern religion tries to show, which is he encourages his disciples to avoid outward displays that are gonna of doing those things, outward displays of their religion when they're doing it to bring praise to themselves. It's not that they're not supposed to be outward about it. We are supposed to be outward with our beliefs, our theology, our religion, whatever you want to call it, our walk with Jesus is supposed to be an outward emotion. But he's saying, hey, if you're doing it outwardly so that you can look better, so that you can look cooler, so you can receive praise for yourself, then you're doing it the wrong way. And basically to steer clear of like mechanical things that you do that manipulate God, almsgiving, prayer, fasting, all these things, they should come out of a trust in God's affection for us as our Father. Performing them in secret, what he's saying is shows that you have a healthy trust and a healthy reliance on God. When all of your walk with Christ is done in a public fashion, then it shows that it's not a healthy relationship. If the only time I ever told Sarah that she was pretty, or I loved her, or I was happy to be her husband, I was blessed by her, if the only time I ever did that was in front of other people, we wouldn't have a very healthy relationship. It needs to be something that flows out of a healthy relationship. It's going to happen on a regular basis. And the same way with our walk with Christ, the public displays of these practices, a lot of times are motivated in basically a self-absorption in our walk with him. And then secondly, Jesus talks about how easy it is for us to seek our ultimate security in money. And that's an easy one for some of us to fall into it. When food, when clothing, when a place to live are scarce, people, understandably, we get anxious. There's a lot of us that are probably feeling anxious at the moment about how we're going to find these simple, basic necessities. And the anxiety really can become so overwhelming that we begin hoarding it when we get it. That we hoard what we can get, and when we do that, it creates a margin that keeps getting wider and wider between us, and that being scarce of those things that we dread. So what we're doing is we're saying, hey, I'm going to rely on the money. I'm going to pull in this wealth. I'm going to pull in what we've seen in the last month when it comes to toilet paper is a great, dumb, crazy example of it. People freaked out and they all bought all the toilet paper they could. And like, I know for my family, like we had a pack of toilet paper. We were okay. We didn't run out until this week. And we were able to find another pack and we were okay. But have you asked yourself why there is no toilet paper in the store still, even though they're making it and we all realize that, wait a minute, we're okay? The reason is because it got so scarce all of a sudden that everybody was scared that they were going to lose and not be able to find toilet paper when they need it. And so now when it does hit the shelves, even if people don't need it, they're buying it. And they buy it up immediately, even if they don't need it, because they're trying to put a gap between the fear of not having toilet paper and them. And they don't want that fear to get close to them. Even though they're okay right now, they don't even want to get close to the idea of not having it. And we do that with our wealth, with our money, with our things. When it comes to our walk with Christ, we widen the gap between the fear and us with things instead of with God. And what Jesus does is he urges us to find our ultimate security not in wealth, but in him. The God who will meet all of our needs, the God who is generous among his people. And basically, as you read through the verses here in chapter 6, you're going to see that Jesus not only urges you to have faith in him, but he urges us to, and he assumes that we are going to be a people that give to the needy. That we are going to be a people that act generously and with compassion towards people around us. And that when we, instead of hoarding things, give it away, that is the mark of a genuine relationship with Jesus. And so he's explaining to us that, hey, your trust, your faith, your calm surrender needs to be in him, not in money, not in religious acts or trying to look more important than somebody else. And so I encourage you today to question your heart and go, hey, am I trying to widen the gap between what I'm scared of and me, or am I allowing God to be that buffer? Am I trying to look more spiritually important than I am, or am I putting my faith and trust in him? Am I worshiping him when I'm alone? Or is it only when I'm around people? Are my thoughts on him when I'm by myself, or is it only when I'm in front of other people? And try and set your heart right so that you can be like he wants you to be, like that he wanted the disciples to be, a people that trust in him, a people that put their faith in him. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow on our, actually you won't see me. You're going to see my friend tomorrow morning, and it is going to be awesome. Make sure your kids are watching our devotionals in the evening. I love you guys. Have a great day.